is Jane Talbot, and welcome to the Big Renga Roundup that brings you the latest news and views about the Big Renga project, a collaborative linked verse poetry project during which we'll be creating 25 verses over 25 days with 13 poets, and we are already on day 3. Now, yesterday, day 2, it was Leslie's turn, and she kept the theme of winter going. And by choosing to keep the theme of winter going, she kept the Renga playing field wide open. So the options that Leslie had yesterday, Flemming, the third Renga poet, had today. He could have kept with winter. He could have invoked the moon rule and started a sequence of 3 to 5 verses on autumn. He could have invoked the love rule and started a sequence of at least 2 verses on the theme of love. Or he could have chosen from a range of topics that have no continuity rule at all, such as summer, or places, dwellings, seashores, and so on. But he couldn't activate the flower rule. He couldn't start speaking about spring, because you can't start speaking about spring until the second page. So what did Flemming do? This is where it gets really exciting, because Flemming today, day 3, has invoked the love rule. His requirement was to create a 5/7/5 verse that showed continuity from Leslie's verse, but also shifted, and he's also shifted into the love rule. So here's what Flemming says. He says, crystal light above, travelled paths divide and merge, strangers finding love. Now, as soon as the word love is mentioned, that's it. It narrows everything down for the next poet. They've absolutely no choice whatsoever. They are in a Renga corner, and the next verse, which is Betsy's verse, has to be about love. So you think you've got all these options, and suddenly you've got no options at all. You cannot prepare. Now, Flemming shows continuity by using the word crystal. So every time a poet submits their verse, they have to show the social, me, that they are conforming to all the rules. So in Flemming's explanation, he says that continuity is shown with the word crystal, a kigo or season word also for winter. He's moved the images on by creating an image of dividing and merging paths as lovers, almost by chance meeting their paths, dividing and merging. And then the final line is strangers finding love. Clever move, right? Clever move. Let's see what Betsy comes up with tomorrow. But as a viewer, you know what it's going to be. It's going to be something about love. But Betsy will not be able to reuse the word love, because if she did, it would fire off the sequence all over again, and the maximum number of verses in sequence on the theme of love can be 2. So she can't mention it, she has to allude to it. Cool! See you tomorrow!